Well, 1000%. She was born a man, lived as a man for 30 years. I only presented the facts because Emmanuel Macron sent me a legal threat.
Okay.
We went back at him and we said, Mr. Macron, we won't publish a single episode if you just answer this question. Was Brigitte Macron born a biological male? They came back and refused to answer. They said they don't owe you an answer. Now that's stupid.
All you have to do, let's stop all this Candace, all this everybody. Take a prick of blood, take a little piece of blood. That's male blood or that's female blood. Prove it. Shut everybody up. But then the other side's like, they don't have to do anything. Like when they're like, show us your birth certificate. Would it take 3 years? Just show it. You have it. Show it.
Why won't Brigitte Macron just prove she's not a man? Instead of answering Candace Owens' challenge, she's suing journalists. But why? For years, a wild conspiracy theory has claimed France's First Lady was born male. In 2024, a French court ruled in her favor against 2 journalists who spread the rumor. Now, Candace Owens has revived it, but Macron's legal team hit back with a lawsuit instead of proof. So, people are asking, if the claim is false, why not just shut it down with evidence? Is she protecting her privacy, or is there more to the story? What do you think?
The French president and his wife are giving photographic and scientific evidence to a US court to prove Brigitte Macron is a woman. So how did we get here? The Macrons are suing right-wing influencer Candace Owens for defamation. She's claimed again,
Brigitte,
and again,
Brigitte,
and again,
Brigitte Macron,
to her millions of followers that Brigitte was born a man. She's never provided any evidence for these unfounded claims. She's even gone as far to allege Brigitte was born Jean-Michel Trogneux, who is Brigitte's brother.
Real name Jean-Michel Trogneux.
A man who's appeared alongside his sister in public several times, twice at 2 presidential inaugurations in 2017 and 2022. And now the Macrons are hitting back. They say they'll provide photographic proof, including pictures of Brigitte pregnant and raising her children. But it's the scientific evidence where there remains doubts. Her lawyer refused to say exactly what this means. Candace's lawyers have responded with a motion to dismiss the claim. The Macrons brought the case to a US court in July of this year. It alleges that Candace disregarded all credible evidence disproving her claim. They say she has pursued a campaign of global humiliation against the French First Lady, who is now 72. But in US law, to prove defamation, you have to prove actual malice. That is, knowingly spreading false information. In March of last year, Candace, who is known for her conspiracy theories, claimed she would stake her entire professional reputation on the allegation. This isn't the first lawsuit over this issue. The allegations popped up in fringe online spaces years ago. In 2021, 2 French bloggers were sued by the Macrons for defamation in France. The Macrons initially won this case, but then, earlier this year, the ruling was overturned on appeal. This was based on freedom of expression. It did not imply the claims were true. The Macrons have now taken that particular case to France's highest appeals court. And all of this isn't the first time the couple have been in the headlines. There's long been media focus and commentary on how they met. Brigitte first met Macron when she was a teacher directing him in a school play. Back then, Brigitte was married with 3 children before getting divorced and marrying Macron. And then there was this infamous video of the French First Lady appearing to hit the president. The couple's response was simply they were joking around. Their case against Candace Owens is ongoing.
Someone sent me a video of Macron's wife fucking face slapping him. That's wild.
My favorite is the look into the camera once he realizes I got caught.
Imagine what goes on behind closed doors. That's a weird relationship.
Well, she was his teacher.
If it was a she. You ever see her sit down? She sits down like a dude. Watch this. Watch how she sits down. Bro, that's how a dude sits.
Oh, come on. This is how dudes sit. Brigitte Macron was born male. Why? My name is Lick. Today's video, we are going to talk about rumors you can find anywhere around in the world where people talking about Brigitte Macron was born a male. You know, this is weird, man. President of big country like France. Oh my God. We got a more video like this. Remember that credit goes to the owner of the video. I will come back with a comment. Please don't forget to subscribe.
Does Mrs. Macron have a penis?
100%.
Candace Owens is being sued by the French president for saying that his wife was born a man. So the French president Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte filed a 22-count defamation lawsuit against Candace Owens. Now, Candace did an entire series about this man's wife, saying that she was born a man. And I'm sure you're thinking that Candace must have some hard proof. This is what she said.
Does Mrs. Macron have a penis?
100%. Take it to the bank.
Her penis?
No, don't take her penis to the bank. That'd be weird.
It might be in her thigh.
It might be in her thigh.
Oh, you're fired.
No. The president of France does not send a legal letter to a journalist in Tennessee who is pregnant with her fourth child, trying to get a series stopped before it even begins. Okay, so he sent me a 100-page letter. The president of France and his wife.
Did you get offered money? Really?
Illegal. I got threatened first about, like, you know, if you do this, we're going to do this, blah, blah.
I get why somebody would threaten you if you were talking about my wife's penis.
It hadn't even come out. I hadn't done anything.
But he knew.
He knew, okay, but come on. There's no fact here. If somebody was going to run a whole series and say Candace is a man, I wouldn't care. It's nuts. It's not real, right?
Why? So, okay, were you offered like $4 million or something I read? Or were you offered some money?
I was not offered money.
Just threatened to?
I was threatened, and then something even bigger happened, which I can't speak on right now, but I'll tell you off record. But it's very real.
Rhymes with what?
He called in some big guns, is what I will say. And trying to get
No, but they got to be big guns. They're keeping you quiet. Now.
No, they're not keeping me quiet. I finished my series. I mean, you know how I am. You watch the series, you're gonna just know she's a man. I mean, there's nothing. It's like I didn't come across this as a fun conspiracy. I just was literally going through the news on the Daily Mail, like reading light news, and I thought it was very strange that I had a headline that said Emmanuel Macron responds to reporter says his wife is not a man, and it was a video of him like very incensed about this, and I was like, what the hell's going on in France right now? The president has to lower himself to something so strange. And so I then read the article, and it was like, yeah, obviously she's not a man because here's a photo of her when she's 4. And I'm like, that's it? That's all you got? What do you mean?
What else would you show?
I mean, your whole life. I'm a woman. It wouldn't be difficult. I'd be like, here's me in high school. Here's me on the cheerleading team. And I'm like, okay, there must obviously be more here. And it was very weird that they just kept this, like, it was 2 photos from, like, the time she was a tot. And I'm going, this can't be it. So and that is it, by the way. That is it. That's all they've got. And there's a reason for that. It's because she previously lived as a man named Jean-Michel Trogneau. If you'd like photos of Jean-Michel Trogneau, then I can get you tons of photos before she transitioned into a man. And so it was insane that one of the big lies was like this was like a far-right conspiracy. It was the exact opposite. It was leftist writers that fell down the hole. A Vanity Fair reporter and a woman that does Holocaust documentaries for the government channel, like their equivalent of PBS. They were trying to do puff pieces on her, like a woman in power, Michelle Obama type puff pieces on her. And they fell on a rabbit hole because she didn't exist. Okay. And then the one who does the documentaries, that woman, I wish I'm blanking on her name right now. She, as she's working on documentary and asked them for photos, got called in by the Secret Service and interrogated. And she's going, what's going on? And then journalists that were working on the piece got detained. And people are going, what's going on? No one thought she was a man. They were just going, we can't find anything on her. Like she's just like missing. And that's where it all begins. It's like people who are left.
What the heck? Let's say it's true. If it's true, which means Emmanuel Macron, is it a man who loves a woman or is a man who loves a man? I don't know how can I express this one, but it's really weird. How come president of a big country like France get into this shit? Let me call it shit because it sounds weird. Even there is a speculations of, President of France, Emmanuel Macron, Excellency of him and Prime Minister of Canada, they might be into deep relationship. Can you imagine? I have a video about that. Let's watch it. I'll come back with a comment.
I know everyone knows Candace Owens. She does her research. I don't know how she discovered that the French president's wife was a man, but she did. She allegedly found out that the woman he's married to is his father. Supposedly, they offered Candace $5 million not to release the story. Candace is not known to be a liar, so I have no choice but to believe her. She pulled up old photos and found out that the father allegedly disappeared. They really pulling out the Alexander the Great card, keeping it in the family. Candace is the next Wendy Williams. They both come with facts, no hearsay. I ain't like Candace at first, but she is a hero. Candace may not be in preschool, but she sure be connecting the dots. This is legit proof what's done in the dark will always come to light. Shout out to Candace for showing us how easy people with power can manipulate the media and tell whatever narrative they want. The French people been saying they've been knowing for a very long time, just like we've been knew by Obama and Michelle. Y'all get in them comments and tell me how y'all feel about it.
I have a lot of evidence that Brigitte Macron was born a man. What do you have to say about that?
Yes, and we have come to dispute. You claim that Brigitte Macron's communion photos of when she was a little girl was recolorized, and that is simply not true. Aha.
Okay, but what about the substance of the claim that she's in fact a man? Can you just answer these simple questions for me? Like, did she actually give birth to those 3 children?
No comment, but here is a cease and desist letter, so please stop talking. It's making everybody uncomfortable.
Okay, at first I was really skeptical that Brigitte Macron was a man, but you guys are really convincing me otherwise. Is she a man?
Yeah, I'm trying to give you guys an out here. If you guys just dispute my claim and give me evidence, I'll drop it like that. Please, mademoiselle, please stop changing the subject. We are prepared to offer you $4 million and $50,000 a month for the rest of your life if you commit to stop talking about this subject.
Okay, so you bribing her is basically telling me that she's onto something here.
No. Brigitte Macron is just simply very stressed because of the claims that her childhood photos were recolorized.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense. She's stressed about her childhood photos, but not the claims that she's a man that married her own son?
What's the relationship between Macron and Justin Trudeau? They just remind me of each other. They seem like they're from the same factory line assembly, World Economic Forum.
Macron is very clearly a homosexual. I think that's very obvious. People have come out and talked about sleeping with him. Men, he's never sued them for anything. Very weird.
Men, really?
Oh yeah. When he became president, there was and I'm blanking on his name. He came out and spoke and said, watch out for Macron. He's got some issues. He said that he was a part of a sex party with him. Macron never disputed it. And since he likes to sue for defamation, that would have been a pretty good one to go after if a guy is saying he slept with you and that you have mental issues, like that he's like almost like a masochist in many ways.
Oh my God. Do you believe that? To drag Prime Minister of Canada into this shit? No. We have to do deep research about that. But the way they look each other in the photos, it seems like there is something they're hiding. We got a more episode like this. Let us in a comment what you think about that. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. See you on another one.